There's a quiet idea in economics that causes a lot of loud damage in many organizations. It's called Goodhart's Law, attributed to economist Charles Goodhart. And it goes like this. When a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. On the surface, maybe that sounds obvious to you, but in practice, it explains why so many smart organizations still end up doing dumb things. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. We don't just measure performance, we're shaping it through these decisions. The moment you choose a metric, you're making a behavioral bet. You're saying that if we reward this number, people are going to move in the direction that we want. Sometimes you're right, but often you're accidentally very wrong. Pause this and go Google the Cobra effect. And then come back and press play. All right, first KPIs, key performance indicators. We use these to measure the health of an organization. Oftentimes, this may give you an illusion of control. KPIs are meant to answer a simple question. How are we doing? Is our organization healthy? But in real life, they often morph into, how do I not get yelled at this quarter? How do I shape this metric response to fill that? To fill it. Not to do it right. And that's where problems start. KPIs are usually lagging indicators. They tell you what really already happened. But once bonuses and performance reviews and status all get attached, they stop being descriptive and they start being directive. They don't optimize the system. They optimize the metric. Humans are excellent at this. If production is king, then production rises, sometimes at the expense of good judgment. If response time is rewarded, conversations get shorter, not better. If utilization is tracked, slack disappears, along with creativity and recovery. The KPI didn't fail. It did exactly what it was incentivized to do. So what are you incentivizing with your KPIs that you've chosen? Now OKRs. They're supposed to fix this problem. Objectives are meant to be qualitative and directional, inspirational. Key results are meant to be measurable and not brittle. In theory, it's elegant. In practice, the same trap exists. The moment key results become scorecards instead of signals, Goodhart shows up again. If teams start negotiating key results to look good instead of to learn, you're back where you started. It's just with fancier language. If leadership treats OKRs as performance contracts instead of alignment tools, curiosity collapses. The original promise of OKRs wasn't precision. It was focus and learning and coherence. If you lose that, you've just built a KPI with different branding. The real problem here is not the tool. This is the part we don't like to admit. Goodhart's Law isn't really about metrics. It's about human behavior under pressure. Metrics become dangerous when they're divorced from values, they're interpreted without context, they're enforced without judgment, and they're treated as truth instead of proxies. Numbers don't understand nuance. People do, or at least they're supposed to. In complex systems, no single metric can capture reality. And the harder you push on one number, the more distortion you introduce elsewhere. This is why experienced leaders don't ask, did we hit the number? They ask, what behavior did this metric reward? What behavior did it punish? And what did we learn that the dashboard can't show us? Metrics should live below values, not above them. They should inform conversations, not end them. They should trigger questions, not conclusions. And they should help you see, not tell you what to think. OKRs work best when they're held lightly and reviewed honestly. KPIs work best when they're contextualized and challenged regularly, and importantly, tied to what really matters for the health of the organization. The moment fear enters the measurement system, learning exits. And if people are gaming the numbers, it's not a people problem, it's a leadership signal. So I have a question for you to sit with. What metric in your world feels successful? but is quietly making things worse. And if you remove that number tomorrow, what conversation would you finally be forced to have?